Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll take a look at the new King Pouring craftable cards that will be added in ROM. These new star cards will require Nolan cards and fusion of different mini cards which will significantly boost the card effects. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First up, we have the Fallen Bishop star card, which can be placed in the footgear slot. Compared to the regular version, this new star card has lower penalty, reducing max SP by 15% instead of 30%. It also provides an additional 10% damage to demi-human race if the footgear refinement level reaches plus 15, granting a total of 25% damage to demi-human race at max refine level. Thus, it will be very useful for increasing damage output against the majority of players in PvP, as well as Lighthousen and Ponapin Museum Island 3rd floor MVP monsters. Players that use the Era Fire Seed Relic would also benefit more from this star card. Depositing this card in the handbook grants additional 1% damage to demi-human race. The crafting materials are 3 Fallen Bishop cards, 2,000 Nolan cards, 1,000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. Up next, we have the White Bait Lake Lord star card, which can be placed in the headwear slot. It retains the original effect of its regular version but comes with an added bonus. It grants attacks a 100% chance to reduce the target's magic damage reduct by 3% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 2 times. Essentially, this debuff functions similarly to gaining up to 6% MPen for 5 seconds when attacking. While there are already plenty of headwear cards that significantly enhance magic damage output, the star card may primarily appeal to magic classes struggling with SP management. Depositing this card in the handbook will reduce the SP cost of skills by 1%. The crafting materials are 3 White Bait Lake Lord cards, 2,000 Nolan cards, 1,000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. Up next, we have the Luminous star card, which can be placed in the weapon slot. Compared to the regular version, this new star card will increase dark damage by 15% instead of just 10%. It also has an additional effect that is triggered when attacking a holy element target, wherein the target will receive 5% more damage. Thus, it will be very useful for dark element focused builds, such as the DPS build of Nidhogg and the upcoming Morak hero class. Just be reminded that the first line effect does not enhance the damage of magic attacks. Depositing this card in the handbook reduces holy damage taken by 1%. The crafting materials are 3 Luminous cards, 2,000 Nolan cards, 1,000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. Up next, we have the Bigfoot Lobster star card, which can be placed in the headwear slot. Compared to the regular version, this new star card will additionally boost your damage to normal monsters by 5%, giving a total of 20% damage boost against normal monsters if your headwear is refined to plus 15. It also has an additional effect that restores your HP and SP by 2% every time you kill a target. Since it doesn't affect your damage against MVP and mini monsters, this card will only be useful for farming. Depositing this card in the handbook will boost the damage to all monsters, including MVP and mini, by 1%. The crafting materials are 3 Bigfoot Lobster cards, 2,000 Nolan cards, 1,000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. Up next, we have the Ore Spirit star card, which can be placed in the offhand slot. It retains the original effect of plus 2 to all attributes and plus 5% final damage for each abnormal status on the target. Its additional effect is it boosts all abnormal status attack by 10%, which increases the chance and duration of inflicting abnormal statuses. Thus, it will be very useful for status-focused builds in PvE and PvP. Depositing this card in the handbook increases all abnormal status attack by an additional 1%. The crafting materials are 3 Ore Spirit cards, 2,000 Nolan cards, 1,000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. Up next, we have the Maogwai Calvin star card, which can be placed in the armor slot. Compared to the regular version, this new star card will boost max SP by an additional 1% for every armor refine level plus 1, giving a total of 26% max SP if your armor is refined to plus 16. Hence, it will be very useful for the SP build of Stellar Hunter in PvP and GVG. Depositing this card in the handbook will boost max SP by 1%. The crafting materials are 3 Maogwai Calvin cards, 2,000 Nolan cards, 1,000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. And lastly, we have the Empress Gyp star card, which can be placed in the armor slot. Compared to the regular version, this new star card will boost neutral damage by an additional 1% for every armor fan level +1, giving a total of 31% neutral damage if your armor is refined to +16. Thus, it will be very useful for the bomber build of Chronomancer and other neutral element focus builds. Depositing this card in the handbook reduces neutral damage taken by 1%. The crafting materials are 3 Empress Gyps cards, 2000 Nolan cards, 1000 Gram Dust, and 2 million Zenny. And there you have it, all the upcoming craftable cards. Which cards are you planning to craft for your character? Share it in the comment section. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.